Science is all about asking questions and finding answers. It's what helps us understand the world and make it a better place. But what if the way we do science, the way we fund it and share it, is stuck in the past? Today, we are on the edge of a fantastic new movement called Decentralized Science, or DeSci for short. Think of it as a major upgrade for the scientific process itself. It uses amazing new digital tools, like blockchain and Web3, to make research more open, fair, and accessible to everyone on the planet. This isn't just a small tweak, it's a whole new way of thinking about how we discover things. The excitement around DeSci is growing because it promises to solve some of the biggest headaches that scientists face every single day. Imagine a world where a great idea for curing a disease doesn't have to wait years for a committee to approve funding. Imagine a world where researchers in different countries can easily work together and share their findings without hitting paywalls or dealing with complicated legal agreements. DeSci is building that world. It's about putting the power of science back into the hands of the curious, the brilliant, and the passionate, no matter who they are or where they live. This new approach is all about community and transparency. Instead of having just a few powerful groups decide which scientific questions get answered, DeSci opens the doors to everyone. You, me, and people all over the world can have a say in what research gets supported. It's like crowdfunding for cures, for new energy sources, and for understanding the universe. By using decentralized technology, we can create a system where trust is built into the process, not just assumed. The goal is simple but profound: to accelerate human progress by making science work for all of humanity. Why now? Because the technology has finally caught up with our ambitions. Just as the internet changed how we share information, these new Web3 technologies are changing how we create and validate knowledge. We are seeing a surge of interest in this field, with new projects and ideas popping up all the time. For instance, tokens that represent scientific contributions are gaining attention, like ResearchCoin, which recently saw its value jump after being listed on a major platform in July 2025. This shows that people are ready to invest in a more modern, efficient, and collaborative future for science. Consider this. Science is our best tool for solving problems, and DeSci is making that tool sharper. For centuries, the way we fund science has followed a very specific path. A researcher has a brilliant idea, writes a long proposal, and sends it to a government agency or a large foundation. Then, they wait and wait. This process can take months or even years, and the competition is fierce. Only a tiny fraction of great ideas ever get the money they need to get started. This slowness is a huge problem. In a world where challenges like pandemics and climate change need fast solutions, we can't afford to let groundbreaking research get stuck in bureaucratic traffic jams. The old system is just too slow for the 21st century. Another major issue is bias. The people who decide which projects get funded are human, and humans can have biases, even if they don't mean to. Sometimes, popular fields like cancer research receive a lot of money, while rare diseases or less common areas of study are neglected. In 2023, global biomedical research funding was around $300 billion, but organizations like the World Health Organization noted that funding doesn't always go where the need is greatest. For example, research involving children is often underfunded. DeSci aims to fix this by letting a wider, global community vote on what's important, making funding decisions more democratic and fair. Furthermore, once the research is done, the results are often locked away. Many scientific articles are published in journals that charge a lot of money to read them. This means that other scientists, doctors, students, and curious people like you can't access the latest knowledge without paying a hefty fee. This creates information silos, where important discoveries aren't shared freely. This slows down progress because science works best when people can build on each other's work. It's like inventing a fantastic new recipe, but then hiding it in a locked box where no other chef can see it. Finally, the current system doesn't always reward scientists for all the work they do. Their main reward is getting published in a prestigious journal. But what about sharing data, reviewing other people's work, or coming up with a creative but failed experiment? These are all crucial parts of the scientific process, but they often go unrecognized. This can discourage open collaboration and risk-taking. Scientists might be afraid to share early ideas or negative results, even though that information could be incredibly valuable to others. The system focuses too much on the final, polished paper, and not enough on the messy, collaborative journey of discovery. So, how does DeSci fix these problems? It uses a powerful set of tools from the world of Web3 with blockchain technology at its core. Think of a blockchain as a super secure, shared digital notebook that everyone can see, but no one can change unfairly. When a scientist receives funding, shares data, or gets their work reviewed, it can be recorded on this public ledger. This creates a permanent, transparent record of the entire research process. It builds trust because everyone can see what's happening, from who funded the project to what the results were. This openness is a complete game changer for science. One of the most exciting tools in the DeSci toolkit is the DAO, which stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. A DAO is like a club for science fans with a shared bank account. Members can pool their money together and then vote on which research projects they want to fund. A great example is VitaDAO, which focuses on funding research into longevity and aging. Anyone can join, contribute funds, and help decide which anti-aging studies get a green light. This is so different from the old way. Instead of a small, hidden committee making decisions, a global community of passionate people gets to steer the ship of discovery. DeSci also introduces new ways to fund and own scientific work using things like tokens and NFTs. A researcher could turn their research data or a patent into a unique digital asset, an IP NFT. They could then sell shares of this asset to funders who believe in their work. This gives scientists a way to raise money directly from a global audience, bypassing the slow grant system entirely. Platforms like Molecule are pioneering this model, connecting researchers directly with supporters. It also means that if the research leads to a successful product, the early backers who took a risk can share in the success. Projects like ResearchHub, co-founded by Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong, are creating entire ecosystems to reward scientists differently. On this platform, researchers can share their work, review papers, and discuss ideas. When the community finds a contribution valuable, they can upvote it, and the scientist earns digital tokens called Research Coin. This creates a system where scientists are rewarded for being open and collaborative, not just for getting published. It encourages sharing all parts of the scientific journey, which helps everyone learn faster. This crowdfunding and reward-based model makes science more dynamic and responsive to what the world needs. This isn't just a futuristic idea, it's happening right now. We are seeing real-world examples that show the power of these new principles. While not fully decentralized, Poland's Medical Research Agency shows how a national system can adopt DeSci-like ideas to improve its effectiveness. Established in 2019, the MRA has made its funding process more transparent and competitive. It has invested over $1 billion into hundreds of projects by creating digital systems that make it easier for researchers across the country to participate. They are even building a network of clinical trial support centers to decentralize access to medical trials, bringing cutting-edge research closer to more communities. The DeSci landscape is buzzing with innovative projects leading the charge. We've already mentioned VitaDAO for longevity research and ResearchHub for rewarding scientific collaboration. There is also Molecule, which is creating a marketplace for research intellectual property, and LabDAO, which aims to create a network of shared laboratory services that researchers can access from anywhere. These platforms are building the infrastructure for a new scientific revolution. They are making it possible for independent researchers and large institutions alike to work in a more connected, efficient, and open environment. They are the pioneers mapping out this exciting new frontier. Of course, the path forward has its challenges. Like any new frontier, there are unanswered questions. How will governments regulate these new funding models, like DAOs and research tokens? How can we ensure that the science being done is high quality and rigorously reviewed when the process is open to everyone? These are important problems that the DeSci community is actively working to solve. Building robust systems for quality control and peer review in a decentralized way is a top priority. Just like the early days of the internet, we are figuring out the rules of the road as we go. Despite the hurdles, the potential of decentralized science is immense. It offers a future where scientific discovery is faster, more inclusive, and more directly connected to the needs of society. It invites all of us to become active participants in the quest for knowledge. So, I encourage you to get curious. Look up projects like VitaDAO or ResearchHub. Read about how blockchain can support open science. The more people who understand and support this movement, the faster we can build this better future for research. The world has big problems, and we need the best version of science to solve them. DeSci might just be the upgrade we've been waiting for. Let's get exploring.